Hello students, my name is Niyati Seth and thanks for watching Edipedia word videos. My topic for the presentation is the chapter Excretion and Osmoregulation. In this, I'll be teaching you the introduction part and modes of excretion. There are three types of modes of excretion. First is Amminotelism, second is Ureotelism, third is Uricotelism. Okay? So, excretory products and their elimination. Okay. The body of all living organism produces waste products due to metabolic activities. For example, the carbohydrate and lipid metabolism. It produces carbon dioxide as a waste product. The nitrogenous waste product is produced during protein metabolism. These waste products are toxic and harmful for the body. So what is excretion? Excretion can be defined as the process of separation and removal of toxic waste products, especially nitrogenous waste products, carbon dioxide, excess salt, and water. Okay, so it is removal of metabolic waste from the cell. Metabolic waste is the unwanted material that is formed as a result of the body's metabolism. That is, the large number of the chemical reactions that occur in the cells, tissue, and organs. The waste products of metabolism, they are frequently very toxic and so they must be removed from the body. Okay, now let's see its definition once again, that the excretion is the process of removing cellular waste. The term excretion, it refers specifically to the elimination of waste produced by cellular activity. Okay, and it is not the removal of undigested food material. Now, what's the goal of excretion? Is to maintain homeostasis. What is homeostasis? It is the mechanism by which body maintains a steady state of internal environment. Conventionally, the term excretion is applied to elimination of substances which cross cell membrane to leave the body. Thus, egestion is not excretion as the undigested food passes down the alimentary canal without passing through the cell membrane. Okay, so now the most important waste products are carbon dioxide, nitrogen compounds, and salts. Carbon dioxide, it is produced during cellular respiration in addition to salts. And then comes nitrogen compounds. In this, ammonia, urea, uric acid, they are produced by the breakdown of amino acids which takes place in the protein digestion. And salt. Salt is the another important waste product which is produced by metabolism. Now, what question arises, why do we need to excrete ammonia? All organism, it produces ammonia as they metabolize nutrients. That takes place in the protein digestion. Okay? So, ammonia is a nitrogenous waste that is toxic and it must be removed from the body. Okay? And how an organism removes ammonia depends upon where it lives. Okay. Now, there are three types of the nitrogenous waste. First is ammonia. We'll be studying about the ammonia first. It requires little energy. Okay, and it is highly toxic, but it requires very little energy to remove from the body. Okay, and this form of waste can only be used if the organism lives in an aquatic environment. For example, paramecium, protist, and some ocean fishes. Okay, most aquatic fishes, they include many fishes and they produce ammonia. Now the second is urea. Urea is another nitrogenous waste product. Okay. Urea, many land animals and some bony fishes such as amphibian mammals, they dilute the toxic ammonia with water. This substance is called urea and is filtered out by the kidney. The problem is that they do lose water in this process and they require energy to get it removed from the body. Okay. Some mammals and some amphibians and some bony fishes, they excrete urea. Okay. Now comes uric acid, which is another nitrogenous waste product. Okay. It is not very toxic, unlike ammonia. Okay. It is not that toxic because it is insoluble. They evolved as an adaptation of land animals. Many organisms, they try to conserve water and they excrete their nitrogen waste as solid, with little less of water is involved. Especially birds, insects and some of the reptiles and land animals, they excrete uric acid. Okay. Now, what is excretion? I'm again explaining to you that the body of all the living organisms, they produce waste products due to metabolic activities. For example, carbohydrate and lipid metabolism, it produces carbon dioxide as a waste product. The nitrogenous waste product is produced during protein metabolism. These waste products are toxic and they are harmful for the body. So excretion can be defined as the process of separation and removal of toxic waste products, especially nitrogenous waste products such as urea, ammonia and uric acid from the body. Okay? Now, there are three modes of excretion. The digestion of protein produces amino acids. They are absorbed in the blood. However, excess and unwanted amino acids, they are broken down in the liver and this process is called deamination. It produces nitrogenous waste products. The major nitrogenous waste products are ammonia, urea and uric acid. Depending on the type of the nitrogenous waste formed and eliminated, the animals are classified into three groups such as Amminotelism, Ureotelism and Uricotelism. Okay, this is ammonia, this is urea and this is uric acid. Okay, now we'll be studying Amminotelism first. Okay, it is the process of formation and excretion of nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Okay, in the form of ammonia. I repeat, Amminotelism is the process of formation and excretion of nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Ammonia is highly toxic to the tissues and hence cannot be retained in the body for the longer period of time. Okay, and ammonia is highly soluble in water and hence can be removed from the body by easy and simple diffusion with less expenditure of energy. The aquatic animals, they are able to do this better than the terrestrial animals. Being highly toxic, large quantity of water is required for the elimination. The route of ammonia diffusion is through skin, gills or kidney, and the animals, they are called as monotelic. In which ammonotelism takes place? Aquatic invertebrates, bony fishes, aquatic amphibians, tadpoles, aquatic insects, etc. So this is how it takes place. After breaking down of the protein, it gets broken down into amino acids, and the nucleic acid, they get broken down into nitrogenous bases, and they both give two amino groups, because even nitrogenous bases have amino group and even amino acids have amino groups. So amino group is there in the most aquatic animals also, and in birds, insects, and many reptiles also, and in some mammals, amphibians, shark, and some bony fishes also. But the mode of excretion has changed. See, the birds, insects, they excrete uric acid. Mammals, amphibians, shark, and some bony fishes, they excrete urea. And some aquatic animals, they include many fishes, and they excrete ammonia. So the mode of excretion has now been changed. So Amminotelism, where does it occur? It is found in aquatic animal groups like sponges, coelenterata, crustaceans, echinoderms, bony fishes, tadpole larvae, and salamander. Ammonia is produced as a result of catabolism of protein. I have told you that even a protein has an amino group. So ammonia is produced as a result of catabolism of protein. That means protein, when it gets broken down, then it converts into ammonia. And this takes place especially in liver cells by oxidative deamination of excess of amino acids in the presence of oxidase enzyme. Okay, ammonia, it is highly toxic and it must be metabolized or expelled from the body as soon as possible. Ammonia is highly soluble in water. It is highly soluble in water. By easy, simple, and diffusion with less expenditure of energy. The aquatic animals, they are able to do this better than the terrestrial animals. Being highly toxic, large quantity of water, around 300 to 500 ml of water is required. But this is not a problem for animals that live in aqueous habitat. That means the animals who they live in water, which are generally found to be ammonotelic. Okay, examples of Amminotelism is flatworms such as liver fluke, tapeworm, annelids such as earthworm, nereis, leech, and most aquatic arthropods such as prawn, and aquatic molluscans like pila, and some of the bony fishes such as labiorohita, and amphibian tadpoles. They've seen that amphibian tadpoles are also ammonotelic in nature, and some of the species of the crocodile, they are also ammonotelic in nature. Okay, now comes Ureotelism. Ureotelism, it is the process of formation and the excretion of nitrogenous waste in the form of urea. Ammonia, being highly toxic and demanding high amount of water for excretion, certain animals, they convert ammonia into urea. This conversion process is called as ornithine cycle, okay, or Krebs cycle, and it takes place in liver. During this cycle, ammonia combines with another metabolic waste, that is carbon dioxide, to form urea. The process, it requires energy in the form of ATP. Urea, it is moderately soluble and less toxic in nature, and hence it can be stored in the body for some time, and it is excreted in the form of urine. Some ureotelic animals may retain urea in the kidney matrix to maintain desired osmolarity. Moderate quantity of water is required for the elimination of urea. Okay, the animals, they are called as ureotelic. For example, scarus and earthworm, they both are ammonotelic as well as ureotelic. And marine fishes such as elasmobranchus, which is a cartilaginous fish, and some of the turtles, alligators, and mammals, they all are ureotelic in nature. Now, how does it takes place, or how does it occurs? Generally found in land animals which can afford to excrete sufficient volume of water or to concentrate urea in considerable quantity in the urine. It is commonly found in man, whales, seals, desert mammals like kangaroo, rat, camels, and some cartilaginous fishes such as elasmobranchs, reptiles like alligator, terrapins, and turtles. In the liver of these animals, ammonia is being detoxified to form urea. That means ammonia gets broken down into urea by the ornithine cycle or the Krebs cycle. Okay, and urea is far less toxic than ammonia, and so it can easily remain inside the body for a longer period without causing any ill effects inside the body. 1 gram of urea needs around 50 ml of water to be expelled. Now moving on forward to third mode of excretion, that is Uricotelism. Okay, it is the process of formation and excretion of nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid. Okay, so the process of excretion of uric acid is known as Uricotelism. Uric acid, it is insoluble in water. So water is not required for excretion. Okay, and synthesis of uric acid from ammonia takes place in liver by the process of inosinic pathway. It requires large amount of energy. Uric acid is insoluble in water and hence does not require large amount of energy for removal. This enables the above mentioned animals such as terrestrial reptiles, insects, birds, land snails, and some land crustaceans. So these animals, they conserve water as their water intake is very less. They excrete the uric acid as solid pellets or thick paste, and that contains little water. Production of uric acid, it requires larger amount of energy. Less quantity of water, around 10 ml per gram of uric acid is required for the elimination of the uric acid. The animals are called as uricotelic animals. For example, birds, terrestrial reptiles, insects, land snails, and some land crustaceans also. However, a small quantity of uric acid is produced in nucleic acid, that is purine and pyrimidine. Metabolism of mammals also. In some individuals of human population, due to defective metabolism, excess uric acid is deposited in the bone joints, and that causes painful arthritis, which we call it as gout arthritis. Okay. Now, let's move forward to the excretory organs in animals. There are various types of excretory organs present in different animals. We'll be studying Protonephridia, that is flame cell, Malpighian tubules, and antennal glands, kidney in detail. Okay. So, excretory organs such as Protonephridia, they are also called as flame cells. They are seen in platyhelminthes, rotifers, and some annelids and cephalochordates. Second excretory organ is Nephridia. Nephridia, it is seen in annelids. Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules, they are seen in insects. Antennal glands are also called as green glands, and they are the distinguishing features of crustaceans. Kidney is found in higher animals including humans. Okay. Now, we'll be studying, as I have told you, that I will be studying Protonephridia and antennal gland in detail in this presentation. Okay, so flatworms like Planaria, they have a simplest tubular excretory system, which we call it as Protonephridia. Rotifers and cephalochordates, they also possess Protonephridia. Protonephridium is a network of closed tubules, some of which terminate into flame cells. Okay, that means Protonephridia, they are called as flame cells. As you can see, these are the flame cells, and this is the part of Protonephridia. Okay, and this is the excretory pore, and if we zoom this, these are flame bulbs, and if we zoom this, then we can see that it has duct and a cell body. So the Protonephridia, it is also called as flame cells. Okay, and rotifers and cephalochordate, they possess Protonephridia. Protonephridium is a network of closed tubules, some of which terminate into flame cells. As you can see, these are flame bulbs. So they terminate into flame cells. These flame cells, they help to conduct the fluid and send them out through nephridiopores, which are numerous openings or pores which are connected to the body surface. Now comes antennal gland. Antennal gland, it is also called as green gland. Okay, antennal gland is a distinguishing feature of crustaceans. Crustaceans like crayfish, they have a pair of specialized excretory structure, which we call it as antennal gland. And another name of antennal gland is green gland, that is situated at the base of the second antenna. Okay, the second antenna and the structure of the antennal gland, it consists of a bulb-like sac called coelom sac, which is connected to the labyrinth. See, this is coelom sac, this is a labyrinth, and these are the nephridial canals. Okay, and this is bladder. So a narrow tubular nephridial canal, it joins the labyrinth and bladder. Okay, as you can see, these are the nephridial canals. They are very narrow in nature, and it connects labyrinth and bladder, and these structures are also osmotically active. Urine is first formed in the lumen of coelom sac. This is coelom sac. Okay, and urine is first formed in the lumen of the coelom sac, and is sent out through the bladder at the base of the second antenna. Okay, so this comes to an end. Thank you and stay tuned.